Hello guys and welcome back to another video. So today I am going to be going over some more boss no hits. Yes, another tips and tricks video. This is going to be. So basically I'm going to just be going over like some of the other ones I have not done in the first part. And I'll also try hopefully talking about Lost Garment this time, which I did not talk about last time. And then I'll probably do like 2 more other ones for part 3, which will probably be the final part. Unless like I do another part for like Lost Lace, I guess. So now I'm going to talk about. This time it's like really gonna be void bosses. I'm going to talk about the remaining void bosses and tips and tricks for no-hitting them. So yeah. So I'm going to start off with this one, which is the hardest void boss no-hit in my opinion. So basically, for this one, I'd recommend, I'd recommend kind of just targeting this one, the first one. After you hit it, well, with mining upgrades, you have to hit it 5 times before it summons in another one. So after you do the 4th hit, it's good to try parrying it and doing as much damage as possible to it before the next one spawns in. You can get a stagger 2 times normally, maybe even kill it possibly before the second one spawns in. I never actually did end up doing that in any of my no-hit attempts because I thought I was kind of cheesing it. But yeah, that's like a tip you can do if you want to. And also, next, I guess like another tip for this one is also just like kind of just remember like this is kind of like the first one. Like just remember which one is the void whip one and which one's the void shot one, because you want to make sure you know that, so like you're prepared for their void attacks. Like you know that like the void whip one you should just up slash, and the void shot one you just want to always stay much further away and just not target it. Apart from that, it's not really many tips. Just abuse apps and up slashes as much as you can is what I'd say. This is a very long fight, it's a very difficult one. Apart from that, I don't really have any tips. It's just like the first one, the one where I'm kind of just talking about the void attacks in general. And if you've not seen part 1 yet, then I recommend that you check it out. So, yeah, like, I guess just kind of try, just kill all the enemies whenever they spawn. And you don't have to instantly kill them since they aren't that big of a threat. They don't get voided on like the Moss Mobs themselves. So yeah, that's basically like what I have to say for this one. There's no real strategies I have here, just up slash them and stuff, and that's kind of it. I also use the pogo in the dash technique that I told you about in the first time, like in part 1 with like the first Moss Mob fight where you fight Swan. But yeah, it's very easy. Just make sure to like take it slow with the second one though, because you kind of want to take your time with the second one. So yeah, I'd also recommend, if you want to make the run back for this one easier, it's also probably good if you destroy like the void mass so that the enemies no longer go, like the enemies don't get, like not every single enemy gets voided, even if there's still like a chance of enemies getting voided in the room on the run back, just if you want to make the run back easier. It really doesn't matter that much though. Yeah, I just use parries a lot. Like I just really like using parries a lot in my no hits. It's my favourite silk skill in the game, I guess. So yeah. I might be talking a little bit different than I normally do. I feel like I am, but like this is like a different time and day than I did than I'm recording this than with my last no hit video that I recorded. So I might be talking a little bit different. Anyways, next one. So in last video also, I've already covered these ones. So the next one I'm going to do is going to be, I guess, this one, Savage Beastfly. So this one was extremely easy and extremely fun. Just like with Moss Mob, it's good to use the Pogo Dash technique because the boss has like a very small hitbox. Now the hard part about this fight is its ads that it summons in. Or if you don't know what I mean by ads, basically just minions. Now it doesn't do that for most of the fight, since I'm pretty sure they replace like lots of their ad summons with like just their void attacks in general. Like they don't summon in as many ads as they do whenever they're not voided. Now remember that they can use void attacks whilst they're staggered. Now the void ball attack is not that hard to dodge. You just need to keep away from them when they do it, or go directly under them. You'll see that like later on in this fight, because I think I remember that happening a lot where I'd like be really close to them. You don't really need to like use parry as like your failsafe for this one, considering parry is like I guess like parry's not like required to really be used as much, because there's not really many times where like you're forced to take damage apart from whenever you get like really bad ads. And that's spawning. So yeah, it's very easy, I think. This one. The only reason why I said the void bosses would be hard in part 1 is just because it might be hard to get used to the void attacks and also just the bosses in general. But of course it's not that bad. Just remember that I guess just remember that you need to kill the minions only when they come towards you. You don't need to worry about the minions apart from that. They're not attacking you and like not gonna force you to dodge. Then why would you have to like take care of them? So only kill them in times like those where like you actually think that they might damage you. So yeah. And I think that this boss is very easy. There's a much harder version of this Savage Beastfly fight, which is the lava one, the Farfields one. Now of course this one's super easy. Just kill the ads whenever they get close to you. And Savage Beastfly themselves, it's not that hard. I also recommend using Clawline a lot in most of these boss fights, especially the second Savage Beastfly fight. Whenever it's voided, because of its void shot attack being really annoying in combination with the lava, because like they break the ground, so like you'd have to jump over the lava. So yeah, I feel like with this boss, just like because there's no times where you really need to use parry, you don't have to use it as like your failsafe, as there's not really many times where like you're gonna be like forced to fail, even if they like the ads are annoying. And I think like you should just try just parrying them on purpose if you think you have enough silk to do it, and you see a good opportunity to do on purpose. Now, because we're already talking about Savage Beastfly, let's talk about Savage Beastfly 2. This one took me much longer, like at least 5 times the amount of attempts, probably around 10 times the amount of attempts actually. So this one, you can of course hit them at the start so you don't get staggered, on like the first one as they're doing their spawning animation for some reason. And you cannot use the rock that's normally in the top middle of the arena to cheese this one, I don't think. Because I'm pretty sure I didn't break it in this playthrough. I don't think I did, at least, whenever fighting full course. But it still seems to have disappeared now that it's Act 3, so I don't think you can do it with the void version, but you can with the regular Savage Beastfly, you can use the rock. But yeah, for this one, I want like, well, I guess not what I want, but like, I'd recommend it that you would use Clawline a lot with this one. Especially whenever you're trying to survive, like, jumping over lava, whenever they do stuff like that, where they shoot you whilst you're on whilst you have very limited space to dodge. This time you want to kill the ads instantly, though, on like the first Savage Beastfly fight, and Savage Beastfly. The first Savage Beastfly fight, because these ads are only annoying if you give them enough time to attack you, because their attacks are lingering and they're really annoying. also, Salamangrease can attack you off screen in this fight. So yeah, I guess just like kill your minions immediately before like they start attacking. This boss is not something it's as often though, so it's fine. And the Void Shot attack is really annoying. Definitely the hardest Void attacker. We're not counting the machine gun shot from the Lost Gun fight. But and also whenever you parry, you actually get like you slide back a little bit, so you can actually fall into lava whenever doing a parry, like you saw me almost do there. Look, as you can see here. Or no, actually no, it's a little bit further back. So like right here, whenever they do this, look, see, so I start there, but then look at where I end up in the end. So yeah, you need to be really cautious of that. If you hold, so like I parried whilst facing the right, but I also held left whenever I did a parry, which allowed me to parry left, and then I slide to the right a little bit at the end. So you don't get put in the exact spot where you started your parry, just need to remember that. So that's the reason why this fight is much worse for parrying. So yeah, I didn't even get to finish that one. I don't think that one really matters that much though anyways. Because it's just the same thing but with different ads and they just break the platforms. So next, this is going to be probably the third to last Void one. Apart from Lost Lace in the later part, in like later chapters. So yeah, this one, Voided Maawing. Now Maawing I have lots of experience with, because this boss was really annoying for me whenever I first ever speedran this game. So the Voided version really doesn't do much. But basically, this one, because normally when you fight Maawing, you're not going to have parry. Like, it's impossible to fight them in their regular arena with parry because whenever you skip Maawing, which many people don't even know that you can skip it, which is why not many people fight the Voided version. Whenever you skip Maawing, basically, whenever you skip Maawing, they will actually never return to that arena once you enter Bellheart. It will never return to that arena again, so it's impossible. So even if you don't enter Act 2 after getting the parry, you will still not be able to fight Maawing in Act 1 with the parry. It's only in Act 2 where they spawn again in this arena. So you want to abuse the fact that you have parry, because normally you wouldn't if you're fighting the normal version, it's only the Voided version you have parry. So often do it whenever they do the slash attack, because that's a very easy one to do it, and you can still keep like a consistent amount of damage on them. Whenever they do the Void Vomit attack, it's the name of the Void attack that they use, just back away from them, or just parry it. Unlike the Void Slash attack, though not Void Slash, but just regular Slash attack, they do not move their hitbox forward, they just stay in place. So it's much easier to dodge in my opinion. Whilst like the slashes, they'll probably hit you with contact damage sometimes, if you if you're too close to them. So yeah, I guess that's like a big difference. But yeah, with those things, like just remember that they always shoot a second one. They always shoot one after doing this little dash. And also, as well, whenever they do like, let me show you again. This one. Just remember that that it's gonna curve. Like these things curve a lot more than you think they do. Just remember that they're going to like, you're gonna have to jump over them whenever they go around. But here's the thing, if it hits like a wall or something on the way, then you don't have to jump over it. But just try jumping anyways, no matter what, like that. Because you're probably gonna have to jump over them. So it's really just like memorizing the attack patterns, so you kind of just gotta get used to this one. And now, next, this is the second to last one. This one's very difficult. Now this one, most people would call Void Disgrace Chef the goalie. And many people call them Void something else that I'm not going to say. Or I guess you could say like, like Void Gap person, I guess. But what I like to call this person is the Abyssal Cheeks. That's what I like to call this person. So yeah, they avoided Disgrace Chef with Goalie. And basically, like, the reason why, like, lots of people make jokes about this boss is just because, like, lots of their attacks involve using their Giat. So, of course, people make lots of jokes about that. But jokes aside here, the actual fight is very easy. Now the Mach Maggots that they shoot are actually extremely easy to dodge because they will actually go much further than you think they will. They'll probably hit you on the way up, but on the way down they're very easy to dodge because they go really far out before dropping back down again. So unless they can bounce off of a wall, because you need to be cautious of that, you can just like you can just wait for them to rise up and then just dash forwards unless you're close to a wall and they bounce off of it. So yeah, this one's not too hard. The Void Vomit attack is only annoying whenever they stagger because it just unstaggers them for some reason. So that's the only real annoying thing about their Void ability, because they do that a lot. They just use it to unstagger themselves, so you get less hits on them. But yeah, this boss is pretty easy, I'd say. It took me a while to learn them since I used to hate this boss. I thought, like, this used to be my least favorite boss in the entire game. And I didn't really think it was that fun. So of course I hadn't really learnt this boss's moveset that much. Because normally I just focus on getting rid of the Mach Maggots when I did it on my first playthrough when I fought this boss. So yeah, like, I wasn't really paying attention to how to dodge the Mach Maggots since they only do 1 damage. So yeah, they'll get much closer to you whenever they're gonna do like the, I guess, like, drop down on you. Whenever like they let me see, like, will they do an example of the attack? This one, see, they get a lot closer to you in order to do that one, whilst the other ones they do pretty far away from you since one of them has lots of range and the other one just is meant for summoning in Mach Maggots instead of actually like hitting you with the initial like slam. So it's very easy to know what attack they're gonna do. And yeah, apart from that, they're pretty easy. It just takes some getting used to this one, whilst the other void bosses I beat very quickly. This is probably one of the hardest ones out of all of them though, as they do have a much more complex attack patterns. This is the only Act 2 boss that gets voided, apart from like the original void bosses that get like separate journal entries for like them being voided, rather than ones that can only get voided if you fight them at a certain time. So yeah, this is definitely hard out like all of those ones, as they're the only Act 2 one that gets voided in Act 3. So yeah, this boss is definitely going to be hard. I even had to do a parry at the end there, but I don't think it'll be too bad, since normally the hardest part about this fight is that you just can't heal, so no hitting it should be fine. So yeah, now I'm going to get on to possibly the hardest voided boss, Lost Garmund. And then I'll probably end off the video with something like, I guess, Watch at the Edge probably. So Lost Garmund is the next one. So this is the final void boss. So this one is definitely the hardest one. Now this boss does get a separate journal entry when it gets voided compared to the regular Garmund's as a fight. So of course this one's definitely like a more unique void boss, as it does get a unique journal entry for when it's voided and when it's not. So obviously this one doesn't count as like any of like the other voided bosses. It's like a boss that you only fight once that gets voided in Act 3, but still has like the journal entry of its regular version. So yeah, like this is like basically just one of the void bosses that's not like missable if we're not including like the Steel Soul exclusive one, since that's missable if you don't play on Steel Soul, I guess technically. But yeah, basically, dash attacking is the best strategy here. Now, originally I would do a dash attack and then Pogo, but then he'd do it like his little slash attack, that one, to counter it. So often what you want to do is just a dash attack and then dash away right after. Because in Silksong, mobility is much better than in Hollow Knight. So you need to remember that like you have claw line stuff, like you can do like lots of dashes, you have lots of things that give you invincibility. Like you can move a lot faster in general too. So just remember that for this boss, because his attacks cover up a lot of the screen. He'll only stagger once if you have the same many lockers as I did at this time, which is 2. So yeah, just like keep that in mind, like after the first stagger he's normally at the halfway point. So yeah, and the staggers will vary on whether you use tools or not. I didn't allow myself to use tools and I was only using the cross stitch, so it's always going to be the same amount of staggers every attempt for me because of that. But it might be different for you if you allow yourself to use tools or you use like something like I guess Silk Spear or something. So yeah. Whenever he does his the Void Machine one-shot attack, you just want to go really far away and then jump. And if he does it whilst you're stuck at like a wall, like he's really close to you when he does it and you don't have time to get away from him, just parry it. Because if you're far away from him and you parry it, you're not going to get many benefits out of that, apart from just having a way to dodge the attack more, I guess, easily, if that's even a word. So yeah, when he does the stab attack, just don't like jump behind him. He's going to do a third stab that's longer than the first 2 every time. And yeah, like whenever he does a slash attack, you want to do a dash attack and then either just dash away or do like a pogo after if you feel like it. Sometimes he can do 2 slash attacks though. And whenever he does any other attack, just do like a simple dash attack and then dash away. As you know, he's not going to instantly do another one. And then just, like, that's kind of just it. Then just dash away and then just dodge the attacks. This is one of those bosses where, like, it's not really contact damage that's the worst part about it, unlike most boss no hits. It's more of just difficult because, you know, just like, it's actual attacks and it's very hard to hit him, so you're going to have to dodge the attacks a lot. It's not really contact damage or anything that's bad about this boss, it's really just its attacks itself, just like most of the other Void bosses. Well, most of the Void bosses were easy. So now I'm going to end this video off with one last, I guess, boss. By the way, all of the Act 3 bosses I had not no-hit. I'll also list off all of the Act 3 bosses that I did not no-hit. Firstly, Cygnus and Gron, but that one didn't really matter because technically he doesn't even change in Act 3 anyways, because it's only the enemies that something that have a chance of changing. So that one doesn't really matter, and I got to the final phase anyways. So that one's like a technical. But the ones that I did not, and the Act 3 bosses that I did not know hits were Seth, Pale Stag, and the Clover Dancers. Those are the only ones I did not know hit. I'll probably no-hit them eventually though, since they are quite fun to fight, and I don't think that they would be too bad to no-hit. I probably wouldn't do Pale Stag, because you wouldn't even really need tips with Pale Stag anyways, apart from just staying in the water most of the time. So yeah. So now for the final boss in this video, I am not going to be too tormented, Trobio, because that one is very difficult, and I want to save that for part 3, when I go over like, I guess like, Cross King Kong, Nihilith, and hopefully Skarsing Carmelita if I'm able to beat them by the time the next one comes out. I still have not no-hit her yet. She's a very difficult one to no-hit. So I'll go over like the really difficult ones in the next part, the ones that were like the hardest for me. I've also not gone over Pinstress yet. So I'll go over Watcher at the Edge since he's like the last kind of easy one. So this one I kind of cheated on, because like it took me 1 needle swing less to kill him because I had Volt Fail Thingamajiggy. Volt Flimman, I don't know how to pronounce it. And I used the parry once, which meant like it basically just took 1 needle hit less to kill him, so it really didn't change that much. Because I had tools equipped to get past the Coral Tower really quickly, because I was really, since I didn't like that much, and I just want to get to Cross King Kong. This was actually before I fought Cross King Kong though, because I was just trying to get shortcuts for the core tower at the time. So yeah, basically, I'm not really going to talk about tips for his attack since they all kind of only have one way of dodging it, just like dash under it or just jump away from it or run away from it. So I'm just going to say like how the attacks work. So firstly, he has a single slash. He'll do just one slash and then stop, normally if you're far away from him. But he also has a double slash and a slam attack, that one, where he'll do 2 slashes and then he'll do a slam. So he'll just do 2 slashes and then quickly do an instant slam, so you just kind of jump over it and then just glide in the air for as long as you can until he does the slap. And this, like the ground pound, I guess, or whatever, the slam. But if you go behind him, he'll have a little delay before doing the slam. So yeah, you kind of just want to keep that in mind, that the slam is going to be delayed. So yeah, just like remember that. And in the other attacks, he will do a jump and then slam down. Now, whenever he does a jump slam down, he'll just jump up and he'll do a slam down. But here's the thing, when he slams down, he doesn't instantly slash on the way down. He only slashes like right as he's about to hit the ground, so you can kind of actually just jump over it and keep your distance a little bit just in case. And the other one, he just comes out of the sand and does it, which is kind of just a higher version that comes more underneath you rather than him just suddenly doing it, I guess. So yeah, that's really it. I guess you can just like watch the clip of me doing it. Oh well, he's about to die anyways. Just if you want to like analyze that, see how I dodge it. Like it really was not that bad. Also, it's called death animation. On my first playthrough, I did not see that death animation since I hit him into sand carvers whenever I beat him on my first playthrough. So yeah. And then you can get Memento. You probably don't even know what that boss is because it's such a secret boss. There's a higher chance of you knowing who he is than the void bosses though. And that was a very long video. So of course, once again, just like in my first part, I'll do the outro now. So, thanks for watching. Now if you've not seen the first part yet, then I recommend you see that. And also as well as just you like watching the first part if you've not watched that. If you have watched the first part, then I guess just like now you've watched this part too. But please like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and put notifications on. And anyways, goodbye. You probably clicked off now because most people just skip the outro videos anyways. If you've not, then goodbye.